In my practice, I see a common thread. Patients are burning out, and no wonder. We continue to have a stellium of 5 planets in Aries pushing for forward momentum. But now we start to see a shift from activation to stabilization as the sun moves from Aries to Taurus, where we get to embody the energy and ground it. I'm Virginia Kelly, astrologer and holistic therapy, hence Astro-Therapy, where healing meets timing. Overall, the month moves from Aries initiation to Taurus integration. First, mobilizing the energy, then consolidating into sustainable action, both for physical and emotional structure. This supports new routines still, but be aware of strains on the nervous system and running on adrenals as it leads to inflammation if rest is neglected. So this is more of a phase that benefits from control effort rather than overexertion or overextension, balancing with recoveries and healthy boundaries, especially as we still have the triple conjunction of Saturn, the cosmic stop sign, with Mars, the planet of action, and Mercury, the messenger, in Aries, where we want to charge ahead, yet we have to slow down, where we have to be very deliberate and through control action. As the sun moves into Taurus, the energetic focus changes from stress-driven output to regulation and repair. Taurus governs thyroid function and thus metabolism, as well as throat and nourishment, making this a period of focus on grounding and restoring physiological stability. This supports consistent routines and steady practices that build long-term resilience rather than short bursts of effort. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it's emphasizing safety, pleasure, and physical security. And when it's balanced, it creates a sense of sufficiency. But when imbalanced, disrupted, or stressed, it can show up as overindulgence, stress eating, and comfort-seeking behaviors that override regulation because it's closely tied to how we nourish and maintain stability, linking this to themes of resources, values, and self-sustenance. But the week is full of surprises because on the 23rd, Venus, the planet of diplomacy, beauty, luxury, and even money, and ruler of Taurus, the sign of stability, meets with Uranus, the planet of surprises and disruptions, where is afflicted because the last thing that fixed Earth wants is shaking. And they meet at the 29 anaretic degree of Taurus, that is the critical degree that makes everything bigger. So Uranus is the lord of shock and upheaval that has been in Taurus for the last 7 years, shaking the ground and disrupting our way of life. And Uranus is afflicted in Taurus because it feels constrained and it seeks liberation. And Uranus is also the planet of epiphanies and discoveries, those aha moments. So the sudden changes, though unexpected, can be quite liberating. And with Venus, those changes can bring surprises in relationships and financial matters, anywhere from the personal to the collective and even the world stage, where love really expresses more like diplomacy. But on a personal note, this is from breakups to makeups, from divorces to proposals, and even a new spark in your love life if you were seeking excitement and stimulation. But on the financial front, this could be anywhere from a surprising economical boost to a disruption of income or even a different tax refund than expected. Hopefully for the better, as Venus is involved and is a benefic, but with Uranus, you never really know. On the same token, if you find yourself wanting to rock the boat out of boredom in a relationship or at the place where you make your money, the result is unpredictable. So unless you find yourself in a rut, I'd say let it play out the way is divinely intended rather than adding an extra layer of personal issues on top of it, because this one is out of your control. Remember, if it is a surprise, you don't know about it yet. So be aware of speculations because they can backfire. On the 24th, Venus moves into Gemini, the dual sign of mental stimulation, where it becomes curious and we might want to banter and explore our options, and this is very flirty, but it's not for the forever after. The sun, representing our soul, squares with Pluto, the phoenix planet of death and rebirth, and we might be challenged to transform the way we operate because Pluto wants transmutation, which is transformation plus mutation, so growth and change, though it's easier said than done. But we might be left without any options, and that's when therapy comes in handy. And Uranus finally moves to Gemini, where it's a big deal considering that Uranus stays in a sign for about 7 years. So here Uranus is more in its element, as is the higher octave of Mercury, the planet that rules Gemini, thinking and communication, where Uranus electrifies thoughts, and is in the sign of the twins, the two minds. So for the collective, it contributes to the divide and historically has correlated with revolutions, aka re-evolutions, and the kind of upheaval that we're seeing today in the world. So I don't expect it to calm down, rather the opposite, unfortunately. But on a personal level, this is a time of the Quicksilver mind, where curiosity opens new worlds, ideas strike out of nowhere, and downloads are like lightning, bringing speedy insights and expedite brilliance, where thinking outside the box can lead to innovations and even inventions. So Uranus is electric, but in Gemini, ruling information, you might want to back up your data, because between this and the solar activity, it could affect systems and even the grid, besides your nervous system. So again, take care of yourself. Where this energy will not work is when you resist change, when you get fixed in the good old ways, if you gravitate towards familiar or outdated patterns that no longer serve you, and stay within your comfort zone out of fear, resistance, or even laziness. That's the dead zone that leads to stagnation, both energetically and eventually physically. So be open, stay grounded, and remain flexible, because you never know what the universe has in store for you.